Hello APA students, it's Keith Walls here, your Mr. Keith teacher I guess, and we are with Owen here. Owen is going to help us demonstrate. Today I want to talk a little bit about plies. I know a lot of you guys will be working on some things at home, and I want parents to be able to help out if they can. And so we're going to go over these short videos that just help you understand what to look for in corrections on some of the basic things we do at the bar, because those will also translate to what we do in the center. So we're going to start out with plies today and start our first video about the most used step in ballet. So I feel like why we practice plies so much is that it's the step that links everything together. Plie is between about every step or every other step within all of our ballet combinations that we do, and it's pretty much the foundation of a lot of our movement. So I'm going to ask Owen, what does plie mean?
To bend.
Can you say that nice and loud?
To bend.
To bend. So the basic idea is that you're bending your legs, but that is pretty much the basic idea about it. It goes way more in depth than just about bending your legs. So we're going to cover some of those basics today and hopefully build a better understanding. So Owen's going to start outside onto the bar. We're going to talk about Demi Plie because Demi Plie is the most used plie that we use. There's Demi Plie and Grand Plie. And today we're going to focus on Demi Plie and maybe touch on Grand Plie just a little bit. So we're going to start out in first position. A lot of you already know first position. And obviously he's just going to do a Demi Plie, which is bending his legs. So what we're looking for as a teacher, maybe as a parent who's helping, is that his heels stay on the ground in Demi Plie, that they don't lift up off the ground. We want to see that his core stays in and his back stays straight. So let's show them some maybe bad positions with you leaning forward and sticking the seat out. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to pull that in, right, and keep the back straight. The other thing that we're going to really look at is how the knees are going to place over the small toes. We want the knees to pull open over the toes. So what we have is good alignment from the knee down through the toe, while keeping everything in place here. We want the shoulder to be just right in front of the hip bone just a little bit, so not leaning forward, but definitely not pulling back either. And we want the back to stay nice and straight and relaxed up through the neck. So come up out of that, Owen. So he's going to show this again, and we're going to talk through the combination just a few times. So we're going to do Demi Plie 1 and stretch 2. Go ahead and put your hand on your hip. Demi Plie 3 and stretch 4. Now what he has to really do is pull his knee harder open. So Demi Plie 5, there you go, and stretch 6, and Demi Plie 7 and stretch 8. We're going to give you another view of that where we face you. So we're going to pull this bar here, and Owen's going to go in front, or right here. He's going to face. He's going to take that first position, and he's going to do those Demi Plies. Go ahead, Demi Plie. Now we see what we call the big diamond. So this diamond shape is really important to see in everybody's plie. That it has the knees open, both to the side, aligned over the toes. We see the back nice and straight, the neck in alignment, the seat kept right underneath the body, and we see this big diamond shape here and stretch. Right? And so as you go down, everybody, you should resist the going down. So plie and resist by really pulling up in your stomach as you take plie and pull this open. Then as you come up out of your plie, you have to resist that also. And what do I mean by resist? Is that you don't let it happen so easy, right? You go down and you really pull your legs open here, and then when you come up, you really resist that. So it's just not up and down, because we can bend our legs pretty easy, but what we want to do is learn how to do that resist quality in there. Okay, so Owen's going to demonstrate a few more times in first position. Demi Plie 1 and stretch 2. Demi Plie, pull those knees open 3 and stretch 4. And one more, 5. Pull that core in. I want to see that stomach staying active here. 6 and stretch up 7 and 8. Now we're going to go to second position, right? Everything stays the same in second position. So you pull those knees over the toes, Demi Plie. We're looking at everything stays in alignment here, that the back stays nice and straight, that we see those knees, right, in nice alignment. Obviously the diamond has somewhat disappeared, but I call this the house shape. You should be able to see a shape of a house with the roof. And so we have that, and then stretch. Why don't we go ahead and take fifth position, right leg in front. So in fifth position, it's the same concept, Demi Plie. We see those knees pulling here, open. We see a diamond here, maybe not as big as it was in first position, but we can definitely see it. And stretch up, right? And Demi Plie again. See the back stay nice and straight, and everything stay in alignment. What you want to look for in the feet is that we're not rolling over the arches and the ankles aren't collapsing forward. So you don't want that ankle bone to roll forward and collapse on it. You want to stay nice and flat on your foot with your arches lifted and supported from underneath. So that's why we mean it's a lot more complicated than just bending your legs, because there's a lot of things to think about in there. So as you're practicing your plies this week, I want you to really think about some of these corrections, right? Can you tell us some of those corrections, Owen? Knees over your
toes.
A nice big diamond shape. Keep your back straight and hold your core. Hold your core in tight, right? And then you want to build in that resistance. Well, we hope you have fun practicing plies this week, and we'll see you next time for releves.